just stretching out the runners in London and in Barcelona. $100 million already generated from Live Aid. And it's pricked the consciousness of governments and politicians around the world. And that it must do as well. This is just a reminder that the emergency in Africa is far from over. 3 years of incredible drought, and children are still dying. Must be a real sense of occasion in Budapest, as they've never seen more than 3,500 runners before, and well over 10,000 today. $20 million people running for Africa. And that is a marvelous gesture. Toronto, Canada, in that park on that island. It looks a trickle, but in all the cities stretched across Canada, there are family runs. It's the week when they want to raise the consciousness of health and physical fitness. Some of those shadows look quite welcome in Rome. It looks quite warm. In Athens, that magnificent stadium still stands as a symbol of the 1896 Olympic Games. Brand new Olympic Stadium been built since then. And the message has got to get through to these youngsters, and the message has got through. In fact, all this idealism is a real measure that the pop world and the world of sport can get it together. And it's a message to the generation which often scorn them. When they're motivated, they can be tremendous givers. And Hyde Park emptying at last. 200,000 gathered there this morning. London Palace of Her Majesty the Queen. Built in 1703, incidentally, bought by George III in 1761 and then rebuilt by George IV. That's a scene we're used to. Sort of fun run which everyone is capable of. 10 kilometers, a little over 6 miles. Sort of thing which could be managed on 2 or 3 days of training a week. Well, we do ourselves the world of good, as well as the starving in Africa. Running down the Placa de Catalunya. Barcelona. That's that hill, I think. And the driving music of Vangelis that inspired Chariots of Fire. Good day to be alive and fit and well and not hungry. Some of the cities around the world that have donated this day to give in their way. Those phone lines are open. London 636-1566. Birmingham 021-780-4122. In Edinburgh 357-1774. In Belfast 232-668. Dublin. What a race we've got in Dublin. There you are. A run right to the line. "28 minutes and 25 we think they've done in Dublin. "28:26, we'll make a note of that. That still looks like Hugh Jones storming. A human lifeline reaching out to Africa from London. And London has every reason to feel proud of its efforts today. And the diggers in Brisbane. And a recognisable face that London will cheer. It's back to Hyde Park, of course. Start and finish in Hyde Park. And it's going on, remember, in Bolton, in Derby, in Exeter, Folkestone, Gateshead and Leicester, and in Birmingham and in Harlow. 10,000 expected in Harlow this morning. Birmingham, 6,000 runners. It's a big day for athletics because the United Kingdom Closed Championships are going on at Cwmbran, so you'll excuse some of those athletes not being here. And I understand that Wendy Sly has just won the 3,000 metres. There's that lifeline. A 1,000 years of history in Budapest, and yet they won't have seen anything quite like this. And what about Toronto's race to the line? Their race against time is a very personal one for them. Remember this? This was the start in London, 4 p.m. That's how they got them away. As that flame arrived at First Avenue, New York, 11 a.m. their time, when it was 2 a.m. in Sydney and 2 p.m. in Arusha. And Hugh Jones must have edged his way to the front to get a clear run. Because he was leading in this London run. And they've just about finished in Budapest. And they're still going in Barcelona. This is a day that's worth 100 gold medals. Hugh is finished, looks nice and relaxed. Runs for Ranelagh. He's a town planner. He's a past winner of the London Marathon and he's turned out again today. Wearing his Ranelagh vest. Oh, storming finish. A few bikies, a few roller skaters. And that's Filbert Bailly that's finished in Auckland. This is Trinidad, home of Carnival. They'll be having a ball there, no doubt about that. Great day for the Dubliners. Phoenix Park. We just hope that every one of these 20 million runners is sponsored. Imagine that if they are. Imagine the income that's so desperately needed. They could even match that from Live Aid, the $100 million that was raised by Bob Geldof and the original Live Aid. This will be the end of the road for Bob Geldof. He's got other things to do, and rightly so. But it's been a year of giving. And he's shaken the politicians and the bureaucracy, broken down all sorts of barriers and given inspiration to another generation. The Brazilian flag. And remember, this is going on in Iceland, Japan, in Nepal, all around the world. And this is the band that's outside the United Nations building. That's Harry Belafonte. Greta Weitz is there. I think Eamon Coughlin is there. Sebastian Coe is certainly there. Eamon will be delighted with what's gone on, and Seb will be delighted with what's gone on in London too. Thought I might have caught a glimpse of Dwight Stones there, the great high jumper. Barcelona advertising their bid for 1992, and I'm sure the 6,000 runners in Birmingham are doing just that as well. Khalifa, this is a couple of weeks that will have changed his life. The 30-year-old Sudanese father of 5 who was plucked out of Africa to become their ambassador on this great, great day of giving. Port of Spain in Trinidad. 30,000 expected to take part in their run. They had a lovely pre-race warm-up with steel bands. That's the National Stadium, where Daley Thompson spent a couple of weeks there last November, coaching their athletes. Good fine day in London. A deserved day. Finish of the Rome race. A lot of club runners in the same coloured vest, but I know that Pizzolato, twice winner of the New York Marathon, is running in this race. They're going to shed a few pounds, and that will surely bring home what this problem's all about. This is a marvellous exercise in bringing the world together. It's been a marvellous technical exercise too in bringing these pictures together. Just let me remind you that 20 million people are running around the world for the starving people of Africa. This is the culmination of a great week of sport aid, where we saw in Britain that ultimate cricket match at Edgbaston with the West Indies versus the rest of the world. The International Rugby Sevens, which finished in a final between New Zealand and England at Cardiff. The Birmingham Exhibition Centre became the centre for Jane Torville and Christine, which was a sellout. There was international gymnastics there. There's the aquatic games in Nottingham. It's where showbiz and sport bringing all together from Bolton to Bangkok, where Ireland held an international angling event and Italy published a special postage stamp, where there was tennis in the Trocadero in Paris, where Sierra Leone formed a 10-kilometre human chain of schoolchildren singing "We Are the World," where in Israel, Ethiopian Jews were airlifted out of Ethiopia last year, showed their support for Africa by running this race against time in Tel Aviv, where 1,000 children lined up yesterday on Capstone Hill in Ilfracombe to form the message Sports Aid. Where in Iceland, their president, together with Miss Ireland and Miss Iceland and Miss Scandinavia, ran, probably followed by hundreds and hundreds of men. There was a group jump rope exercise in Japan, and Mickey Mouse led a 3-kilometre race through Disneyland. And in Nepal, there was a race from Kathmandu to Hillary's base camp on Everest, where they broke the record and set a new record of 4 days, 14 hours and 20 minutes. And where in Hyde Park, Sting gathered, and the whole world of showbiz gathered, with the world of sport and 200,000 people, inspired by Chris Long and St. Bob. This culmination of Sport Aid, sponsored by UNICEF and by Sport Aid, and a few along the way like IBM and British Telecom and British Airways, and 20 million people around the world.
It's the second time I've seen you win in London. Last time was the London Marathon. How was that?
Do you mean this last London Marathon?
I saw you win the London Marathon a few years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
No, well, it was more clear memory, actually, a month ago when I was second.
What's the route been like out there today? Because we just can't move for people around here.
Yeah, well, it was very hard getting clear of people at the start. Because there's so many people around, but once I got to the front, it was pretty clear going. It's very, very well-marked route and all the rest of it. It's a little bit of wind coming back up Piccadilly, which is reminiscent again of London Marathon.
Seemed to be all sorts of things on the course apart from runners. There were a few bikes out there as well.
A lot of bikes, a lot of skateboarders, but they were fairly good about keeping out the way.
Have you ever seen so much enthusiasm in one day?
The London Marathon pulls it pretty close, but this is bigger in terms of numbers, I'm sure, although I haven't heard any figures on it.
Well, many congratulations on what can be described as a win.
Thanks, I'm sure everybody's going to win today, I hope.
Thanks, Hugh.
Mike Smith doing our interviews there today, and those are the scenes still at the start. For many people, the race only now getting underway. As Ron's been telling you, 200,000 people. There might even be more. In fact, now it seems to be clear that there are more than that. So the race will go on for a considerable time for many people. And what a splendid day it's been for Sport Aid, for all those taking part, and especially for those with the imagination to arrange it all, to set it all up. Splendid day it's been, Ron.
Good day to be around.
And you did your own little marathon there very well.
Staggering from city to city, but it was a great day to be involved in, was it not? And I think the message has got around that, you know, there is a joy in giving, and I hope that the message is still there. For God's sake, go on giving. Well, it's desperately needed.